shorthanded a little bit with our players out, but we tried a lot of different lineups tonight. We went big, we went small, in between, and we just made some plays when we had to. It was very impressive with some of these guys. Kobe Johnson played one of the best games I've ever seen a Trojan play with his effort. He has a sprained ankle as well, but he knew he had to play because Reese was out and Josh was out. And to have 21 points on 7 shots, 5 assists, 4 steals, no turnovers, and to make those big plays defensively and offensively was really impressive.
Coach's decision on Reese today, was that a lingering effect from the fall he took last week?
Reese?
Yeah.
That fall he had in the game the other night was pretty bad. And he has an injury, and we're hoping with a week off, or actually not a week, but 5 days, 6 days, that he'll be able to go when we hit the road.
Is there any timetable for him and Josh?
Josh, no timetable. Reese, we're hoping that Josh had a pretty bad ankle sprain too, so I think it's going to be day to day. I think if we had to play a game tomorrow, neither one of them would play tomorrow, but we're hoping by Thursday and Saturday next week, at least one of them will be available.
Seeing there, it seemed like there were times you missed Josh's defense out there. How did you feel like the front court did with that?
Well, Josh is one of the best defensive bigs in the country. You know, he's a 4th-year player. He's experienced. He redshirted 1 year, or kind of a redshirt in our Elite 8 year. But he, when you lose one of the best defensive bigs with all that game experience, and Vince is learning. You know, he's not nearly as good defensively as Josh is. He has potential to be. Just has to figure it out. And then we miss Reese. We miss Reese's toughness and his offensive ability.
Andy, talk about Harry's play tonight and why you decided to go with him as long as you did.
Well, Harry, he's an extremely smart basketball player on both sides of the ball. He knows he's not the best athlete, so he plays position basketball. And he had a huge 2 defensive plays down the last couple of minutes. The one where he stepped in when he drove it, made him shoot over, and he missed. And then he got that steal. And then offensively, he has good touch around the basket. He can make shots, and he's also a very good passer. He has a really good feel for the game. I thought he played very hard and had 5 rebounds and had that big steal. So that's the type of effort you need off the bench when you have some guys out.
Can you talk about Trey White's maturity in his performance?
Well, maturity. When you try to dunk on someone again with up 7 with 45 seconds left, I'm not so sure he's that mature yet. He's a freshman, but I think he is learning, and I hope that doesn't happen again. It's happened twice now in the last 4 games, so he's sitting back there. That's why I'm getting on him. But he played a great game tonight. He was very aggressive offensively. We work on those floaters every day. He made a couple big floaters. He was driving the ball. He's passing. He had 4 assists with his 22 points. He's had 8 rebounds, 3 offensive. We ran that play out of a timeout, got Boogie a wide open 3 in the corner, and Boogie couldn't make a shot tonight. And then Trey came up on the other side and tipped the ball in and put us back up 5. That was a huge play because we had to, when we're not shooting the ball well, we go 4 for 22 from the 3-point line. You need to manufacture some points sometimes off your defense or offensive rebounding, and Trey was really good at 3 offensive boards. So I thought this was one of his best games, probably his best game, because under the circumstances, we need every one of those points and rebounds he gave us tonight.
What's the biggest area of growth you've seen in him this season, Trey?
Well, he's shooting less step backs and letting the defense off the hook. I thought against Washington State, we ran some actions for him, and he drove in the middle and elevated and shot over people and just put the pressure. Very quick first step. And his biggest weakness on offense was he liked to play laterally instead of attacking vertically towards the basket. And now he's doing a much better job of that. There's a time and place for step backs and shots, but step back 3s are hard because your body's going the wrong direction, and it's a very difficult shot. So he's playing a much better. He's much more efficient right now, and he's very hard to guard if he gets that first step on you.
As you're experimenting with those.
And secondly, he didn't know how to play defense when he showed up here, so he actually is a decent defender now.
As you're experimenting with lineups, how did you have to adjust to maybe help with the defense in the front court, especially after it started?
Well, it was tough. Mia had foul trouble, and they really only had 1 big, or the big they played anyway. So both teams had 5 guards and forwards out there. To me, it looked like an AAU game at times, pickup game, and it was like, what team is gonna go in to make some shots and get those crucial stops down the stretch to win it, and that's what happened. But we played a lot of different lineups, and so did they. So it was a very unusual game to coach. We just went with our feel of who was Harry played 19 minutes, and then and Malik Thomas, I thought, gave us really good effort. He played very hard. It's his birthday today, and he played really hard and played tough.
Talking about Mia's foul trouble, they were incredibly successful in the pick and roll in the first half. Was driving the ball at him to get him in foul trouble intentional, or was that just coincidence?
Well, we tried to put pressure in the defense. They played the zone. What they're doing is starting in zone. They would match up and play man the rest of possession. So it's an unusual defense. But we have good, smart players. We just we started missing open shots, which was frustrating. And but we were aggressive the entire game and put pressure on the defense. So I wouldn't say it was intentionally to get him, because he's a very good defender at the rim. He's 7 feet tall. So it's not necessarily we want to just leave our feet and challenge him to try to draw a foul on him. We just want to make a smart basketball play and let the natural progression happen.
Andy, how unusual is it to win a game where you're up 7 at the half and the other team makes 60% of their shots in the second half, 80% of their threes, and 100% from the line? and you basically, you win by 6. I mean, that seems unusual.
Well, we won the turnover battle and the offensive rebounding, and we shot 86% from the foul line. So you are not going to play your best game. Boogie and Drew to go 8 for 28 and 2 for 14 from the 3-point line between them. They were both 4 for 14, 1 for 7. Now, to their credit, they had 13 assists, and Drew had 10 rebounds, which is really good. But for us to be able to win a league game with both those guys having off nights on the offensive end, we feel very happy about that. That means our other guys have stepped up and came to play, and they did a great job.
What do you feel has really allowed Kobe to take the leap he has from last year, kind of unlock his full game this
So
season?
what?
What's allowed Kobe to take the leap he has from last year?
Well, he's a sophomore. A lot of guys make big jumps between their freshman and sophomore year. They figure it out. All freshmen get mad when they don't play big minutes. Kobe thought he should have been starting playing 35 minutes last year. He just wasn't as good as our guys, and now he is. So I play our best players, and they all get mad at me when they don't play. And that's the part as a head coach. But he just wasn't good enough last year to play that big minutes. He helped us in spots. He's a very good defender, but he was young and inexperienced. And Curtis Schultz has done a great job with him in the weight room, our strength coach, and now he looks like a darn all-league player. He played like that the entire game tonight. So that's what we expect out of our players, to improve, get in the weight room, work on your skills, and become a basketball player. And so we give him all the opportunity in the world to do that, and happy to say that he's arrived.
After the last game, you said he was your designated three-point shooter. Did he solidify that tonight?
Well, those 2 threes he made were huge, and he made a big one the other night. So when he shot the first one he made tonight, I was thinking, hey, that's the same place he made one the other night. Sure enough, it went in, and then he made one out top. So, he's really improved his shooting. He's our best free throw shooter right now. He's 9 for 9, shooting at 86% on the year. And so to see his growth as a player, especially with the confidence and the technique, is very impressive.
It felt like Vince and Yaroslav were getting pushed around a little in the post by Mia. What do you want them to take out of this performance as they try to, fill in for Josh however long he's out?
Well, to be a great post defender, it's not about a pushing and shoving match. That's the first thing we're going to show them. You have to use your feet and stay off their body. If you stay on their body the whole time, then they're going to be able to just duck you in and push you around. But if you get off their body and then back on their body and off, and you use your quickness, Vince and Yaroslav have good feet, both of them. So you just can't get in a wrestling match every time down the court, and they have to learn to do a little better job. And then when someone does get the ball, you have to give more resistance, so they just can't back you down and lay the ball in. And but that's on our guards. We could have helped out a little. One time when Mia got the ball and laid it on Vince, our guard was supposed to dig down and go get it, but he didn't.
Last one in the back.
Andy, can you talk a little bit about getting your 200th victory as a Trogs head coach, especially on home court?
Well, that's a milestone that I didn't even know until was reminded yesterday about it. But it's personal milestones are nice, but we're in this for the program. That just means we've had stability here over the last 10 years with our coaching staff. I'm very proud of our assistant coaches and everybody that worked so hard to give us a chance to win on a daily and weekly basis. And our players, I've had a lot of good players here as a head coach, and we've recruited players, they've developed, and they've been very successful moving on either in the NBA or on in life. Some guys are overseas playing basketball. So to have 200 wins at one school is you know, we're very proud of that stability, but this is something that I share with our players and our staff, because when I think of that, I just think of all the great people we've had here at USC. And so hopefully there's many more, but certainly proud of what we've done here.
All right,
Thank
you.
you.